Is it true white men like having sex a lot?
It's him walking with another girl. I feel like one way or the other come across race issues.
Stares of disapproval.
To move to South Africa to be with the love of my life.
I got myself original boer.
I'm originally from the Netherlands. I lived there for about, 31 years. And decided like 2 years ago to move to South Africa to be with the love of my life.
Stuff it, I like it. Well, I'm from Port Elizabeth.
Being from the Netherlands, I think it's very open and your parents really don't force you in any kind of way to take a certain route whatsoever. So with regards to that, it's, well, at least for me, it's very, very, very open.
This is like the original Voortrekker. I got myself original boer. You know, there's white people in South Africa who sometimes feel they are so superior, they are all of that. I'm like, can you calm down? I've got the original. I was invited in Nigeria to go and perform. And then my friend, she used to study in South Africa. She's Nigerian, so she invited me to a party. She's like, friend, my boyfriend is having a family party. It's his uncle's 70th. Was it 60th or 70th? 70th. And she was like, just make sure you look good. And as we are seated, we see this interracial couple walking in. It's him walking with another girl.
And then I found myself sitting next to him.
I was in Nigeria for business. Because of, they want to take care of you. He's like, hey, don't worry, I take care of the girl for you. So I tell him like, hey, my friend, it's not that kind of a party, right?
We have been together ever since.
Yeah. We started off with long distance. I mean, when I left Nigeria after that business trip, which was only a week, we saw each other 3 times after the day we met.
You're like, we saw each other again in Cape Town about 3 weeks later?
No. But
oh, you mean the dates?
Yeah, in Nigeria,
like
we saw
Nigeria,
three times.
Yeah.
After that, it was like when I left Nigeria, I told her like I will see you in Cape Town. So obviously that happened within, I think, a month and a half from when we met, and then we did long distance for 3 months, and then for 3 months I came to SA just to check it out. Okay, how is life here? Thank God with the company that we run, it comes with a lot of freedom. I'm able to do my job basically anywhere in the world. So yeah, I just wanted to check that out.
I think also, ladies, don't give up the cookie until you see the commitment, okay? I don't know, had I given him the cookie in Nigeria, would he have been in South Africa? I have never dated a white man before. This was like literally the first white man I had ever dated. Like, I always used to think my ideal man was tall, dark, and handsome, I remember there was a time in my life I was obviously going through it, and I literally remember just writing down everything I don't want in a relationship and writing everything that I would ever want. And in those notes, I don't remember mentioning the color of his skin. But other than that, yeah.
So wait, are you saying could have been better?
No, baby. Like, I mean, you know what? Like now I'm seeing my mixed race babies. They look so cute.
Yeah. I've never dated outside of my race as well. It just never happened. I never had the opportunity to do so. And
his type was always blonde.
Yeah, but that's also, at that point you're at your age where you think, that's my type or whatever. But if when push comes to shove,
but once you go black,
you never go back.
I mean, look, this man relocated his entire life, okay? Like, respect that. And there's nothing more attractive than that. Well, apart from his height and his gorgeous blue eyes and his dimple, I think his heart, like, he is a pure gem, and my daughter absolutely loves him. So I think that was like an added bonus, the fact that they get along so well. And the idea of having kids like initially scared him. And you know what? I was like, okay, God, let's see. And now every day, like hearing him like on days where he's like, I can't wait to have kids with you, or, things like that. It's like, wow, I could have run for the hills. But now here we are.
I think for me the main thing, we say that to each other as well. It wasn't like immediately like this, because at first there's just so much things running through your mind, right? I mean, I was in a situation at the time where I just started a business, so my mind was completely somewhere else. And now you're thinking like, you've met someone you clearly like, but how is this going to play out? Because first of all, it's not, I'm from the Netherlands, she's not from Germany or Belgium, a neighboring country. No, she's from the other side of the world. 12 hours in a flight is a massive distance. So obviously your mind is just playing or working over hours to try and find a solution with regards to that, which thankfully, we found at the end of the day. So yeah, at some point for me, it was the distance. I knew like, okay, this distance thing is eating you up from the inside. So that tells me everything I need to know. Simple as that.
This long distance is cute. I think the biggest culture shock for me in the early stages of our relationship, it was the amounts of heads that turn when they see us. It was a lot when people saw us together. So sometimes you'd see that some people are proud of him for having this thick black woman. And so you'd see like some men would be, saluting him like, yo, but people from his side of the world, you could almost see stares of disapproval. I remember how uncomfortable I was in Stellenbosch. I haven't been to the Netherlands yet, but I've met his mom. She's been down here in South Africa. She's absolutely amazing, absolutely love her. She's the best, actually. I think when it comes to that side, I mean, also with him, there were some of his friends who were like, a black woman. Okay, fine, if you're into black women so much, why don't you find one who stays here in the Netherlands or whatever? So for them, it was, now you're into black women, so it was a thing of color, and some had questions, they had doubts, and they were obviously curious.
Curious, I think that's the right answer.
My family has been nothing but supportive of us. But I mean, on social media, you get like angry people who don't even know you, and they'll just be cussing and swearing at you because you're with a white man. But I mean, I could not be bothered with that. I mean, it's hurtful, yes, when you get such messages. But then again, you remember, this is probably a loser who has nothing going on for themselves. So which is why the best way a loser can entertain themselves is by trying to bring down other people. So don't have time for that.
No, I haven't received any backlash necessarily. Yeah, maybe questions, but curiosity, but yeah, other than that also, like very supportive friends, family, colleagues. That's extremely nice.
And people are really curious about our sex life. I don't know why.
Is that so? Or maybe your friends.
No, remember the lady at the airport as
well? Yeah, I'm sure.
They just want to know, they'll be asking me, how is it, is it true white men like having sex a lot?
I know what lobola is.
Of course he knows what lobola is. You think you'll go to my family in the Eastern Cape and they don't have that talk?
It's part of the tradition, obviously. And I think it's a good way of showing her family that, you also, besides marrying her off, it's also showing respect to the culture and the tradition of that culture. Whether I mean, a bride price and paying for a bride is something that I don't, it doesn't happen a lot in the Netherlands anymore, but it's just a way of showing respect. And it's a cool thing, I think, just walk into a village and, have like a couple of cows or whatever walking behind you, rather than the money thing. You get me?
Can you see his vision? He wants actual cows.
Yeah, I'll bring the cows. I'll bring the cows.
So my man over here, he had traveled. So first of all, we move into a new place. He makes sure that we're settled and everything. And then he has to travel for work. And then he's gone for it wasn't even up to a month. You were gone for 2 weeks maximum. The day he comes back, I meet a delivery guy. And I'm like, I'm getting flowers. And then I walk into the house, and there he is. He's downstairs. He's like, oh, you're just in time for your flowers. And I'm like, oh, thank you, baby. And he's like, they're not from me. I'm like, I'm man. I'm like, son likes to play. He's like, no, they're not for me. I'm like, whatever. I go to the flowers, and it just had a card saying Naledi. And then I'm like,
And the funny thing,
okay.
it was like, what, 100 white roses.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful,
It was a beautiful bouquet.
Yeah.
Right? And then now I see he's like getting really upset, like he's not kidding. So with the card, obviously there's the name of the florist. So he's like, you better find out who sent you those flowers. So of course you already know what this looks like. And then I call them at the florist and I'm like, hi, Naledi here. I received flowers. They're like, yeah, they are for you. I'm like, who are they from? And then they say, we were given specific instructions, which were, don't tell her under any circumstances who the flowers are from. And I'm like, is he playing a joke on me or something? You know, like I genuinely don't know. And at this point, I'm like, hi, baby, I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to take the vase you bought for me, put these nice flowers in them, okay? These are beautiful flowers. I was not going to throw them away, okay?
Now she was even posting on her WhatsApp status like, please, you know, the person that sent me this, please just reveal yourself because it didn't get messy.
No, it didn't, yeah. And then now it's now a Friday. We're meeting up with some friends from church. And now they start saying, oh, no, maybe it's one of your friends. They want you guys to fight. Or maybe one of the neighbors has a crush on you. Like, and now I'm thinking, there's two friends that have been here. So like now I'm like, between the two of them, like which of them would take 2,000 rand and send me flowers all in the name of trying to make us fight? And then I'm like, yeah. So now he's like calm about it. Now he's seeing it in a different way. And now this whole flower thing is forgotten. One day, our agent calls and then they're like, hi, Naledi. I'm like, yes. They're like, we're missing some payment, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, excuse me? Like, oh, sorry, wrong Naledi. I'm like, wait, there's another Naledi that stays here? They're like, yeah. I'm like, what's her house number? And they gave me her house number. I'm like, thanks. I went to the girl's house, knocked on her door. I'm like, hi, Naledi. I'm Naledi. She's like, oh, God, you're Naledi? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I received flowers. She was like, no ways. My boyfriend and I broke up because of these flowers. My man sent me flowers because he was testing, trying to see who else is sending me flowers. And now I didn't call him to say thank you for the flowers. So he was like, so it's clear you have other boyfriends. So that was the flower story. Yeah, no, the flowers, he was like, I'm going to send their wives flowers. Let's see how they like it.
If that obviously would come out, then yeah, I'll
he was ready to buy flowers.
I'll shower that house in flowers, don't worry.
I was like, let's see how you like it if I buy your wife flowers. I was like, okay. It's going down. Have we ever sat down and felt like, oh, this is us, we're an interracial couple, whatever? Nah.
No. Of course, for the outside world, we are an interracial couple, but when there's two people just clicking, is it a part of the conversation? Not necessarily. No.
Like even my daughter, like she'll go to school and she'll say, I've got a white dad. Like that's the first thing she says. If you're a new friend, she's gonna tell you straight up so that you're not surprised when you see her white dad. I don't know why she does that, but that's something she always makes a point to let you know. If you're a new friend, you've never seen her dad, she's gonna tell you straight up, I have a white dad. Is she aware that we are of two different racial backgrounds? She knows that when I go to mommy, I speak Xhosa. When I go to daddy, I speak English. So it's very clear from that. And for her to feel like she needs to almost prepare her friends before they meet her dad and let them know that my dad is white. So it means that obviously she knows. And I'm sure chances are someone has made a comment to her with regarding to, why is your dad white? You know, and you're not white, you know, or whatever the case may be. So I think maybe that's just her way of dealing with it, of which she doesn't owe anyone an explanation, but she's only 6. So how do you instill that in her? You just let her be until she gets to a stage where she understands that I don't need to explain that to anyone. So as she is right now, would I tell her, you shouldn't be seeing color or blah, blah? No, that's our everyday reality. We live in a world where color is an actual thing.
What we would say to people that are against,
I'd say footwork.
first of all, they have to, I think they have themselves have to go to the root of thinking like that. Why are you so strongly against two people from different races being in love with each other? Why would you, not be able to accept that or process that? And then just, I don't know, like study on that or try and understand that. I mean, at the end of the day, we live in 2024. We evolve, we develop. The world can be a very scary place if we continue to have more people with that mindset and all of that. I wouldn't want that for anyone, in all honesty.